Hello, guys. Welcome back to She Became Me. I am Lentina Rogers, your host, and my co host is.
Yolanda J. Brown.
And today, our guest today is Nadia E. Miller and Denijah Grundy. So, we invited them here, and they're going to talk with you guys about breast cancer survivorship and some more things. We like to definitely focus on family structure for this month, and we're going to talk about how the support system work with dealing with breast cancer and how the families manage through those processes emotionally. So, Yolanda, if you want to read a little bit about Nadia and kind of get our audience caught up on who Nadia is and what is she representing.
Sure.
Okay.
I'd love to. It's almost not fair because she is my sister and my friend, and I am a proud board member of Pink Forever Incorporated, for which Nadia is the executive director and co-founder of the organization. And so I've known Nadia for a very long time. She is a, what I believe, and I'm using my own words and not from her amazing bio, she is a woman of faith, strength, and power. And that's what we stand for on She Became Me.
Unleashing pain, passion, and power is what we, like to talk about a lot. So.
And she just epitomizes that in so many different ways. And so you will hear her story, but she is a 13-year breast cancer survivor. And her amazing daughter, Denijah, is a junior at Rebuff Jesuit Preparatory High School. She is, the subject of this segment is Legacy Matters. And mother and daughter, Denijah, having learned of her mom's diagnosis at the age of 2. She's now 16. I just think the story that you're going to experience is amazing, but also as it relates to family structure, understanding legacy. What is it? Why does it matter? Why should we think about our legacies? And so, without further delay,
Yes.
let's get it.
Yeah, so let's just jump right in. So, Nadia, just go ahead and share with us maybe some of the things that's going on with you with Pink Forever, and then you can kind of get into like what was it like, some of the struggles and the barriers of Nadia, I'm sorry, with Denijah helping you through that process, so supporting you.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thanks for the invite. It's our pleasure to be here with you all today. But as Yolanda said, I was diagnosed really young, and so I was diagnosed with breast cancer really young, and Denijah at the time was 2 years old.
Okay.
And so when it was very interesting, now that I sit here and reflect, when I was diagnosed, I mean, really, to be honest with you, the push and the press through it was because I had this little baby at home
Right.
at the time. And throughout my journey, and I was back and forth to treatment, going to hospitals, and I didn't see anything that was related to women of color.
Oh, okay.
There weren't any pamphlets telling me where to go get a wig, or what do you do if you're, what type of surgeries are you gonna have, what are you gonna look like?
Okay.
And so through the efforts of my brother John, who has a background in business and management and nonprofit and human resources, we decided to create the organization Pink Forever.
Oh, okay.
Through that journey and through that process. And so my life has become about education, empowerment, and support, not just in breast cancer and breast health, but overall health for women, for families, for men. And through that process, I've had the great honor to be Denijah's mother. And I'm not really sure. I'm very interested to hear from her seat what it was like and what it has been like. like, because,
Right.
it is a lifestyle.
Right.
It's absolutely, being a breast cancer survivor, a survivor of anything, that is traumatic, can definitely be turned into something else, so.
So Denasia, can you remember when you first realized that my mom has breast cancer, or that it was different, or there was like something that you needed to worry about or be concerned with? What age do you think, at what age you think you, became aware of it?
I think I was around 6 or 7. When I was 2, obviously I didn't know.
Right.
But when I was around 6 or 7, I was starting to go to school,
Mhm.
and like when I would come home, it was after surgeries and stuff, so she
Yeah.
would just be in bed. I didn't really understand what was going on until I talked to my grandma and my dad.
Okay.
They told me what was going on, and I still didn't really understand the full extent like I do
Mhm.
now.
Right, definitely.
But I did know that she was sick,
Mhm.
and I did know that she needed help, so they
Mhm.
just basically walked me through it, like, oh, she just needs help, she can't do like regular things like go to the mall,
Mhm.
go driving and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I just took time to do like, especially on like Mother's Day
Mhm.
and her birthday, I would just take time to make like handwritten cards and make
Mhm.
sure that she felt like, I was there for her.
Yeah.
So I think I was around 6 or 7. But once I got older, like around 13, 14, and I started like participating in Pink Forever, I understood what breast cancer was and started talking to my friends about it, because they didn't really like understand why I cared so much.
Yes.
So I basically explained like, oh, my mom had breast cancer when I was younger, and I basically watched her like go through it, so it means a lot to me and other people in my family.
Right.
So I kind of just made it something that I like to do.
Yeah, it became personal for you, definitely, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so with explaining that to your friends, how do you think they received that, information when you brought it up, especially with people so young? How do you think they received that information?
I think it depended on the person.
Yeah.
Now, I know that some friends are only meant for, to be in your life for a
Yes.
certain period of time.
Yes.
So some of them didn't really, not that they didn't support me, but
Right.
they didn't really understand like why I was telling them,
Mhm.
like, oh, my mom's a breast cancer survivor, like I do this and that. But I did cheer at the time.
Okay.
So I did competitive cheer, and when it was like October, I'd be like, oh, my mom has an organization, we can
Yeah.
do stuff. She'll like bring us like bracelets
Mhm.
and sweatshirts and stuff like that are pink,
Mhm.
since it's breast cancer awareness month. And I kind of used that, like, oh, I would do it in school, I would do it in cheer, tell them like, oh, we can just like partner with the organization, like she
Okay.
wouldn't care, it'd be fun.
Mhm.
And I kind of just brought it up to everyone. They didn't really ask me. I kind of just brought it up and was like, oh, we should do this. Like, I feel like that would be so fun. And most people went along with it. Other people were like, okay, like, October's breast cancer awareness month. Like, everyone already knows that.
Yeah.
You don't need to be talking about it. But I just kept going with it. And my close friends that I'm still friends with now, they support me through it and want to be a junior ambassador with me. So I feel like
So what is the Junior Ambassador program that you're in?
the program that we're in is headed by Miss Yolanda. So me and about 7 other people, boys and girls from all ages, like in high school and college, we do like I wouldn't say community service, but it is.
Mhm.
We go and talk and tell people about like what breast cancer is, and try to get to the younger demographic, because most of them don't really worry about it. They don't think it affects them, but
Right.
cancer is like around anyone, even if it isn't like your close family. It might be one of your family friends, one of your friends' family. Like
Right.
it affects everyone in some way. So we kind of just talk about that and bring it to schools and stuff like that, so they can learn about it, because especially like on social media, you don't really see stuff like that. You
Right.
see about like 10 seconds of someone's life.
Right,
What
right,
they're
right,
doing,
right.
like, at the beach or something. You don't
Yeah,
see
yeah.
stuff like that. So we kind of bring it there and show them like, oh, this is happening too. Like, it's not just all like hanging out with
Yes.
friends.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's it. That was wonderful. Look, I Now I know exactly what it is. You did a wonderful job enlightening me. So, okay. So, well, oh yeah, I'm an ex-cheerleader too, so.
Good. So, Nadia, so our last segment, we had, we spoke about the plight of mothers. As it relates to being, the nurturers, the leaders, the drivers, not only in the home, but in society. And so you launched a program, a unicorn. Why is it important? Number one, will you explain to the viewers, what is a unicorn?
Yeah.
But talk about, so we may replace it with the plight of the unicorn, the plight of the woman, just as it relates to how you view women and leadership.
Okay, so well, hopefully everyone knows what a unicorn is, like the mythical magical creature, but, you don't see them often, and when I was younger, I was mesmerized by unicorns. That's how this has come about, and, the vision of the unicorns was I met women, particularly women of color that were in, as you just said, leaders in their home, leaders at work, and leaders in their own individual rights, right?
Right.
Entrepreneurs, CEOs, what have you. And I developed a program called the Unicorns, which for women in leadership, for professional development, but not from the standpoint of not understanding, not knowing how to dress or speak, but understanding where you are in society.
Okay.
Like where you are, where we are in the country, and how all that plays a part in just who you are and what you do. And there is a method, right? There's an absolute method to how women can be perceived in leadership. And that doesn't mean you have to wear a suit or a jacket every day.
Right.
And encouraging, it was missing, in my opinion, in the boardroom. Along with Pink Forever, the Unicorns, I have other business ventures here in Indianapolis. And I would like to, with humility, consider myself in here to be a leader, a woman that is in leadership.
Right.
And so with that, I found in the boardroom that there were either women that were complete geniuses and didn't know, they were quiet, offset to the back, or there were individuals that were unicorns and did not know that there was something very special about them. And so I wanted to create a group of leaders that could hear principle-based teaching, like things you can't argue with, things you can't change, principle-based teaching that they could take with them, wrap it up in their own professional and or personal life, and then carry that out. And so it's just been my pleasure to do it, and there have been a lot of women from all ages, from Denisia's age to my age and older, that have taken hold of this program. And my hope is that there's something that is said and done through workshops, through one-on-one, we can call them mentoring sessions, but I call them thought partner sessions, to develop, so that they can continue to develop just who they are. And for me, I continue to develop who I am through the program.
So when do the unicorn sessions take place? Like, do you do it annually, periodically, just different times throughout the year, or?
At different times throughout the year. The sessions I have a lot of one-on-one sessions. I mean, we can call them coaching sessions, and the reason why I feel like that about them is because I'm not necessarily thinking they're that as much as individuals gleaning from principle-based teaching, right? And not so much, this is what I'm doing, follow me, but I do believe that you can tell a tree by the fruit it bears, and people should follow folks that have evidence of their life. I have evidence of these things. And so people, in my opinion, should model themselves. I model myself after women that have a thing that I want, and I think that that's missed here in Indianapolis. I think that's missed a little bit. And so yeah, for me, whenever the meetings are, the workshops are really honestly based on conversations that I've been having with the unicorns one-on-one. So there's about 23 now that, I meet with and I talk with according to what their schedules are, and then workshops like,
Okay.
the mirror check, which is a workshop that is designed for you to take a look at yourself, not the person sitting to the
Right,
left or the right,
right.
but look at yourself.
Right.
And principle-based teachings out of there, but mainly the program is built to have that one-on-one support and interaction.
So how would someone, become, a unicorn?
Well, we have well, number one, just let me know. There's a
Okay.
criteria I have a website,
Okay.
there's also social media, and then a lot of it has been word of mouth, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, you can, if you can, go ahead and let our audience know what are some of those contacts, your, social media platform and, the website and things like that. And, that way, if they're interested, they can go ahead and contact you.
Yes, ma'am. So it's really easy because it's my name.
Okay.
It's Nadia. I did, and just not as a shameless plug, but I would tell anyone, brand yourself. So that's
Yeah.
why NadiaEMillerLLC.com.
Mhm.
You can go there through bookings, or you can reach me, you can reach the office
Mhm.
at area code 317-576-4417. And that's how you can get a hold of me. And then you can take a look at our social media sites
Okay,
with Nadia E. Miller.
okay.
Wonderful.
Thank
So,
you.
we have, so there's a few different things, so, well, two questions. So my first is for the two of you. Talk about what is the greatest lesson that you've learned from one another? So Nadia, you telling Denijah, and Denijah, you telling your mom, what is the greatest lesson you've learned from one another?
There's so many. I gotta think the greatest lesson I have learned from Denijah is to live effortlessly. Just to live effortlessly. And that is a lesson for me, because those of you that don't know me very well, I'm pretty rigid in my thinking. I am pretty rigid in my thinking, and it's not intentional, but it served a purpose in my life at a particular time, and so, I'm grateful and thankful for Denijah. I don't know if she knows this, but I try to fit it in, but I am grateful and thankful for her because of those life lessons, that she has taught me, to just be expressive and be okay with that, love my hair, love my glasses, she taught me how to do that, so to live effortlessly.
The greatest lesson I've learned from my mom is to use my voice and to be a leader because, it might not seem like it, but I'm a very shy person. So, she taught me to just be a leader and to be strong. You know, she went through a lot of things and she just kept pushing, so she kind of taught me to just put myself out there, even though sometimes I don't want to, because I like to stay to myself. To put myself out there because it can help me in the long run, help me like meet new people, do new things, just help me be a overall better person. So.
Awesome, thank you. And,
Well, if I can interject,
Yes.
I want to share with Denijah that, I'm similar to you as a child, I'm a teenager. I was kind of standoffish. I still am to a degree. Doing this show is stretching me. You know, so I've learned to stretch myself and come out of my comfort zones because I'm somebody that, I'm talkative, and you know, and I guess people could deem me as a person that talk a lot when I want to. But, I feel exactly what you're saying when, you know, you kind of shy. You know, mine was more of just standoffish, and I'm not a very trusting person. So I would tend to like, you know, stay to myself. But yeah, your mom was perfectly on it, trying to get you to stretch yourself, at least earlier and sooner than I did. In the book that we did, She Became Me, that's one of the things I spoke to my younger self about. What would I do, you know, if I was able to go back and tell that young girl, and your mom is telling you just those things that, and it's great that you got the opportunity that your mom is still here and able to tell you those things that I wish I could go back and tell my younger self. I would have stretched myself more, I would have did more, and just trust the process and what she's telling you. And it would be great if you could do it. You wanna wait till like me, I'm over 50 and I'm just not stretching myself like I need to, so. But yeah, it's great that you at least, digesting that and, considering it, and, you know, we're working on doing that, so, yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know because we're in October.
Yeah.
And so please, you know, give our viewers some insight into what is available through Pink Forever, what is going on in the month of October, how can they get connected to some of the events and services, and why should they?
I wanna start right there.
Yes.
I wanna start right there. Yeah, so October is coming up, and, I naturally just get excited about October,
Mhm.
for, several reasons, but I wanna, why is it important? I wanna talk about just the month of October and why it is important, not just for me, because I'm a breast cancer survivor, but for the entire community, whether you're a man or you're a woman.
Mhm.
You know, Indianapolis, just to give you just a little bit of information about the disparity rate in Indianapolis is extremely high.
Okay.
It's extremely high. There's about 40% of, African-American women that will, that are not just being diagnosed with breast cancer, but that will die from breast cancer because
Wow.
of a few things: lack of education, lack of support, and, lack of the reality that this is real among women of color.
Right.
And this is why, and I'm just gonna stop right there
Mhm.
with, as far as the stats, that to me should be a jaw dropper
Yeah.
for any of your, viewers or anyone that by way comes of this. That should be a
Right.
jaw dropper for October.
Yeah.
And so because of that, it will behoove all of us to get involved during that month, whether that is to seek education, whether that is to tune in to something that's going on,
Mhm.
you know, on social media, or, even getting involved from a monetary standpoint and donating to other organizations that are out there, or organizations like ours that are out there that promote, education, empowerment, and support. And so the Pink Forever organization, provides, I'll just talk about the 3 arms of service which we
Okay.
provide. We provide free mammograms through the
Okay.
IPCAT grant, through the license plate folks,
Okay.
for, underinsured or underserved, you know, women,
Okay.
through St. Francis is our partner,
Oh, okay.
there. And we've had a partnership with them for almost 9 years now, providing that service. And then we have emergency assistance for individuals who are in active treatment for breast cancer.
Okay.
And, we have, of course, the Junior Ambassadors, which is an absolutely wonderful program. If anyone is interested in that,
Yes.
you can contact Miss Yolanda Brown. And then we have an amazing support group and caregiver group, called Sisters Inspired to Stand.
Okay.
And, which that support and survivorship group meets monthly. Right now, we're meeting on
Okay.
Zoom due
Okay.
to,
Right.
you know, yeah,
COVID-19.
COVID-19 and where we are,
Mhm.
but we meet every month. And it's just where we invite different organizations or different speakers or doctors or whatever to learn health and wellness
Mhm.
individuals to enrich our minds and get
Okay.
involved there. That is on a monthly basis. It's generally the 3rd Saturday
Okay.
of the month, but right now, because of October, we're, going to kick off with a couple of different things, but mainly our Sis Power Party will start on the 10th. And so how do you see all the things that are going on with Pink Forever?
Yeah.
And through our we have a very active social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Okay.
And our Junior Ambassadors also this month, during the month of October, are going to have, an educational platform to draw the younger demographic, as Denisha was talking about before, which is super important. I don't know the dates, but you will be able to check out the website and social media sites for those things that are to come. And we'll also be doing a fundraiser and
Okay.
online, which is really, really important. And I'm just gonna stay right there since you gave me the floor a little bit. And talk about just the importance of when you donate to Pink Forever, where it goes. Pink Forever is located right on off of 86th Street.
Okay.
Donations that are made to the organization provide that emergency assistance, but then it allows us to continue to create materials to get the hospitals, schools, small groups and things like that, to keep the community abreast about, you know, what's going on. And so, definitely check out, our website, and I'm looking forward to October. I'm sure there's a lot more in there, but I am asking you to like us on Facebook, Pink Forever. It is PINK, the number 4 ever, and also with Instagram, so.
That's good. And so I just wanna throw in the dates.
Oh, yeah.
Because, October 17th for the virtual event.
October
for the
17th.
Junior Ambassadors,
Okay.
and October 23rd for the virtual fundraiser. And
Okay.
so just get connected to the social media sites.
Okay.
Told you I'm a proud board member, so. I'm gonna
So
throw that
people
in.
can go to the same website if they're interested in, getting, the mammogram, you said, partner with St. Francis and, any of those things, they can contact you the same way?
Yes, ma'am,
Oh,
you can
okay.
contact us through the website, it has
Okay.
all of our information on there, it's kind of a one-stop shop.
Okay.
We're gonna go over some little reconstructions, but it's very simple, you can pick emergency assistance, or you can put
Okay.
mammograms, and it'll tell
Okay.
you the phone number to call, or the email address, which is Miss Stephanie, Beaver Smith, who, registers, and other board members also register folks for mammograms.
Okay, well, that's wonderful, that's great information, and, hopefully there's somebody that, you know, that's gonna view, this video, and it will be helpful to them. So, I definitely wanna thank you guys for coming by and hanging out with us.
Thank
and
you.
Giving us all this wealth of information. And, we're gonna move to this, session, this part of our session, the she-mail. So she-mails where we have people write in and they give us questions, and we just give our perspective, and we like to share that with you guys as well, to give your perspective to the question. So we don't know what the questions are until we get them, and open them up and look at them. And, we're gonna take one right now, and we're gonna see what's one of the good questions someone has, and continue to send those in to shebecameme2020@gmail.com. And we want those questions and concerns. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Is it possible to lie without saying a word? Is it possible to lie without saying a word? I'll start. Definitely, your body language tells a lot. You know, sometimes people can tell that you're lying just with your facial expression and with your body language. And then sometimes with the lack of the ability to look people in the eye, and that makes people feel like, you know, are you telling the truth, but you keep looking at the floor? So, yeah, I think it is possible, definitely with that. Do you guys agree with that, or you got another perspective? Is it possible to lie without saying a word?
So that's the question.
That's the question.
The question is, do we, what,
Think, yeah, is it
think that
possible?
you can lie without saying
Saying
a word?
yeah.
I mean, I agree to what you said.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree
yeah.
that those are habits or could be characteristics of one that may be lying.
Right.
But, that's fine. I agree, absolutely.
And we could- yeah,
That's
what-
it.
what
That's
do you
enough.
think
It's a
about
good
it?
question, but
I
yeah.
don't know. I mean, I think that the answer to the question is yes.
Yes.
But how that would happen, I'm not sure.
Yeah. It probably happens a
Yeah,
lot.
and if you
Yeah.
can read someone's
Yeah.
Yes.
actions and discern whether they're telling the truth, I think is a matter of discernment, intuition,
Yeah,
watching body
yeah,
language,
yeah.
and knowing a person's behaviors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true, so we're gonna try another one. Sometimes they get difficult.
You have been stumped before. You all are good.
Okay, do you think crying is a weakness or a strength?
Mm.
Do you think crying is a weakness or a strength? What do you think, Nadia?
Do I think it's, I think that, I don't think that weakness, I'm not good at this, but I will tell you what I think. I don't think that crying is a weakness or a strength. I think it's just an expression of,
Okay,
one of those emotions that you have. And so I wouldn't label it a thing.
okay,
I just look at it as, cause I'm both, so maybe a little bit,
yeah,
but, but I don't view it as either one,
Okay.
right? I just view it as an expression of
Okay.
either one.
okay.
Mhm.
What about you, Denise?
I was gonna say the same thing. I don't think it's either a weakness or a strength,
Uh-huh.
because for some people it's like a stress reliever.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, okay.
things things have been building up, and
Right,
for
right,
other
okay.
people, something happened to make them
Cry,
cry.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay,
So I don't think it's either weakness or strength, because there's so many reasons why it could be happening.
okay.
Good
That's
job,
good, that's
Grasshopper.
good.
Good job.
Great, that's great. What about you, Yolanda?
I used to be I was conditioned, and I'm just going to say that crying, especially in a work setting,
Mhm.
like I was the person that so I've been a subordinate, I've been a boss, and I was always taught, you don't cry at work. That you don't show, that it is a sign of weakness, that you don't show your vulnerability. And so, and I know many men are conditioned to think that crying is a weakness.
Right, right.
So I think it depends on your conditioning and your grooming and how you may view it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it is necessary. I have grown and matured to know that crying is necessary, and if I feel like crying, I'm going to cry. It's probably still not as much in a work setting.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Because that attitude can, like if you're a leader of someone, that attitude can come off to a subordinate like you're not empathetic. Like
Mhm.
if they cry, they're just the worst.
Right, right.
And I've made people feel that way, I
Yeah.
believe, if I'm completely honest,
Mhm.
like looking at people like, why are you in my office crying?
Yeah.
And so I had to kind of grow in that area, but I do think it's important that boys are nurtured and men are nurtured to show emotion.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And so oftentimes they're not.
yeah.
And so they display hurt in other ways. And sometimes crying just gives you the best release
Yeah,
ever.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree. Those are all very good. It's good to get different perspectives because I didn't even think about the one that Nadia and Denai just said. Those are good. And yours is good too. I mean, I kind of think, it can be viewed as both, like you said, but definitely it's an expression. I agree with that. I would say some people use it as a tool of manipulation. So, crying can be a strength for some people, depends on how you wanna use it. Cause it's a tool, it's an emotion, and some people just misuse it,
Mhm.
and for sympathy from others. So, I would say personally, I would definitely say it's a strength because it's a way to be in touch with your emotions. And if you feel a certain way in sadness, if you need to cry, like you said, you should cry. And it's really not ever a form of being weak because it's part of who we are. God designed us that way. So, yeah. Yeah, but, well, once again, we come to the part where we will, finish this segment out. And, we thank you guys for tuning in and connecting with us at the heart. So until next time, we'll see you.